Does going to university change your politics, or do certain personalities just stay in school longer? A twin study has untangled one of the most debated links in social science, the relationship between education and authoritarianism. People who complete more years of formal education tend to score lower on measures of right-wing authoritarianism. That's the trait characterized by strict obedience to leaders and adherence to traditional norms. But does education actually change how people think, or is something else going on? Researchers used twin studies to separate correlation from causation. By comparing identical and fraternal twins, they could isolate how much of this relationship comes from shared upbringing, shared genetics, or education itself. Here's what they found. 47% of the overlap between education and lower authoritarianism was the result of shared environmental factors. Roughly 15% of that traced back directly to the family's social class during childhood. So if you grow up in a household that values education, you're more likely to pursue it and also more likely to develop less authoritarian views independent of schooling itself. An additional 25% of the relationship was tentatively attributed to shared genetics, though the researchers noted that the genetic connection was not statistically significant on its own. Many people believe that inherited traits such as natural cognitive ability might influence both a person's academic trajectory and their political orientation. More intelligent people might, on average, stay in education longer and be more likely to think for themselves politically. But here's the key finding. After accounting for both shared upbringing and shared genetics, 28% of the original correlation remained unaccounted for. That aligns with the theory that education has a genuine direct impact on a person's adult worldview. So education does appear to have a real effect, but it's smaller than you might think. It's also worth noting that the community generally holds that the relationship between education and authoritarianism changes depending on what the formal education was in. Not all degrees expose students to the same ideas or critical thinking frameworks. Speaking of which, experts suggest that critical thinking is authoritarian kryptonite. The process of questioning assumptions, weighing evidence, and considering alternative perspectives runs counter to the core features of authoritarian psychology. One limitation worth mentioning: nearly every human trait is explained by some combination of environments and genetics. The community generally holds that this framework becomes uninformative without further specificity about mechanisms. We know education matters, but we still don't know exactly how it changes minds. This study was AI researched, and this script was AI written for Get the Brief. So what do you think? Is it the classroom itself that changes people, or just the selection of who gets there?